My sons, attack the gates! My sons, attack the gates!
Murray sons, attack THA gate.
My sons, attack the gates!
Hello. Hello. Thank you for the hosts, Chibi, Dark, Hazel, and Trifles. I assume that was Hazel. How you doing? Hello. Which fact? I believe the fact was about, Miss being, the common source of all injury in XCOM. One day we'll play XCOM again, or a different XCOM. XCOM 2, maybe. And I'll panic even more because of timed missions. Yeah, it's Mrs. fault. Speaking of which, due to reasons completely unrelated to my poor soldier management in XCOM, Mrs. Arm is poorly today, and as a consequence, there will be no lovely misdrawing for the stream. But hopefully it all gets better, and you can get back to doing nice doodles and stuff. So yeah. Too many draws. Oh no, I know that feeling. Oh, look at that. Thank you very much for them. It looks like a sort of top of a jumper, doesn't it? Sort of sweater, knitted sweater of lots of different bands of colour. It looks quite cool. Someone make that. Someone knit that. That'd be cool. Yeah. Resting. Good. I, on the other hand, less resting and more not being able to do anything. Been one of those days. I did 3 small drawings, and that was it. You refuse to knit, it's too hot, much too humid. Well, the thing is, you buy the wool now because it's less in demand. It will be more in demand in the winter, so it's cheaper. And then by the time you've knitted it, it'll be ready for the winter. It's an octo. It's a octow. I don't know. Now I will draw 100 doors, more like 3. Here's when knitting and arrives from the depths. Yeah. So let's do a thing, I suppose. Last time, if you remember, probably don't. To be fair, not a lot happened. Let's recap what happened. We found a party of people having a wonderful time with terrible games, and you decided not to join in. I just want to remind you there's a happy puddle there. And you went on your merry way. From your merry way, you found a room with a golem in it. You got a little bit drunk at the party, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. You tripped the golem up with some lead shot and nicked one of the chests. In the chest, which you then ran into the hall and opened the chest up under a table. In the chest, you found a small silver key. You tried it on the door. You tried it on... Hang on. Colours. That'll do. You tried it on this door. There you go. I can do a thing. And it didn't work, because the lock was far too big. Knitting and horses, the 2 summons. When somebody decides to knit a horse. The Trojan horse, but for... I don't know. Shepherds. So yeah, that didn't work, but you got a key anyway. You lost your lead shot, but there is a room with a chest full of them if you want to go back there. And then you decided to go into the other room next door to the party, and it turns out it's a library. Very bad planning. And you read a book for a bit, which was about the biography of Balthus Dire, who is the person you're attempting to kill. I'm quite happy to read it back if you want, because this was at the end of the stream. But it's basically a history of the life of him and his family. Events. It's probably happened. This is a very challenge-accepted group of people. They do some extraordinary things, and it's one of those things where you sort of look at the object when it's finished, and you're like, oh, okay, that looks straightforward, and then you actually think about all the bits and pieces involved in making it, and you're like, okay. Every single step of that was a arguably complicated mathematical process. There was no information, just he was married. Well. Was he married? I forgot. I forgot. Oh yeah, Lucretia. Yeah. Lady Lucretia, a black sorceress. Ah, see, he's only a demi-sorcerer. She's a full-fledged sorceress. He married into riches of magic. Yeah. And together they rule over Fraggle Rock. It was the light thing. There was a mention of their strength and power lasts during the nighttime only. Sunlight is like a poison to them, apparently. So that's in the book. Yeah. It also says at the end, which is where we're picking up from, that the librarian, while you get to the end of reading this, the librarian is holding their hand to their ear, apparently listening to something, and glancing at you quizzically. So now you must make a choice as to what to do in the library. Boom. See, he was married. Is this the right colour? Let's grab it. That should give us the hue, roughly speaking. Oh, yep. Close enough. I tried to 3D model this room because it looked quite nice, but I think I need to draw it more specifically. More shelves and odds and ends and stuff. Anyway. Read another book. There are more books. I shall remind you when I find the page because I have to go backwards. 132, I think. Yes, there was the biography section, the architecture section, and the bestiary section. You've been to the biography section. You choose your own adventure book. You pick up a book called The Forest of Doom, about a small goblin called Pal. It's enthralling, although you don't quite understand the bit about the chair. That's like a bracket, isn't it? Oh, I looked into the ditto thing, because last time, for some reason, someone typed in vote ditto, and then someone else typed it, and ditto got a vote. I looked into it. The bug that I thought was there actually isn't there. Evidently, past me was smarter than present me. But what I've done is I've made it recognize to see whether or not the message, your command starts with ditto. So hopefully putting a space after ditto should not result in you voting for the word ditto. So fingers crossed. That's the idea. A bestiary book. We'll look up a bestiary book. What if you use 2 spaces? It shouldn't matter how many spaces there are. The downside to this, the way I've implemented it, is if your vote starts with ditto but then goes on to be something else somehow, so ditto is the start of another word, it'll just count as a ditto, but I can't think of a word that begins with ditto. So we should be fine. If there's an animal called a ditopomus or something, we're hopefully we don't come across that. Ditology, yes, that's the study of, I don't know, restudying. Study of the same things. It's like that. Was that photo the plaque that commemorates the plaque that's been put here? Luckily for you, we're not doing a Pokemon Draw 3. Yes, yeah. That would mess up my system right royally. That said, Ditto would be a very simple one to draw. To do a Pokemon Draw 3, we might be in a pickle. But yeah, bit of an issue. Mrs. Internet has gone the same way as the drawing up. Oh no! Oh no! Where can I send my commiserations? Boom. She says not to kill Beth. Cool, good luck with that. So you choose to look up another book. Consequences of your actions become apparent. As you study the shelves, you begin to hear a commotion behind you, or Beth begins to hear a commotion behind her. She wheels around just in time to see orc-like creatures armed and on guard materializing one after the other behind you. Sorry, I couldn't pass that sentence. You stuck around too long. Why'd you stick around too long? He was talking into his ear. Apparently he's got an earpiece. I didn't know they existed in this world, but they do. Magic. They advance and surround you. The tallest one moves his face close to yours and blows a puff of breath straight into your eyes. What? How are they fitting in the room? Very awkwardly. Don't make me draw that. The room spins, and you stump to the ground, unconscious. You've killed Beth! No, it's fine, don't worry. Rude, I know. Breathing into people's faces, a social distancing. Don't have it in this world. Terrible. Sometime later, Beth wakes up in a dirty room with rough walls cut into the rock, iron bars in the window, and the door confirms her suspicion that she is in a prison cell of some sort. There's not much she can do but sit on the straw mattress in one corner until someone appears. An hour or so later, she hears a shuffling noise outside. Looking through the bars in the door, she can see a lizard-like creature, yippee, shuffling down the corridor carrying a mug and a bowl. The beast has two heads, fantastic, which talk to each other as they walk. Its skin is grey and scaly, and a long tail follows it up the passage. It stops at her door and pushes the bowl and mug through a small opening into the cell, and then shambles off to sit at a table across the hall. You've been given bread and broth. You're in prison. How are you already in prison? You've read too many books. That's what happens. Right, let's go. I've got to draw a prison. And a two-headed lizard. Yeah, you went to read another book, and the librarian called the guards because they realised you're suspicious. So let's draw. We're not actually going to draw a door. Yeah, it is. Quickly, can't be bothered. Because the door is in there somewhere. This is a wall. Let this be a lesson. Don't read books. Reading never pays. Education, never heard of it. There was a table apparently for the lizard to sit at, so here it is. What a fine, fine table. Probably should have made the perspective a little... That's fine. Circular legs, so I don't have to worry. Didn't mention a chair, so they're just standing there. It's fine. So just underneath the door, a tree was passed through with that and a mug. There's some straw. In the corner, there's a window, apparently, with... it did say there was rough walls, didn't it? So, might as well lean into that. No, bugger. I did the thing. Oh, I should start a vote, shouldn't I? Sorry. Okay, Are you ever going to keep your library going if you arrest everyone who reads more than the first paragraph of a book? Maybe it's the personal library of Mr. Dire. I have just renamed the main villain to Danny Dire. That's what I'm going to do now. Why is that? Oh, it's a different thing. Hang on. Why does he have his own biography in his library? He's very vain. I can put this off no longer. Yes, you briefly read a biography of Mr. Danny Dire. Okay, right. So, Flexile Sentry. Suddenly this is a Dark Souls boss brush. Hang on, what did it say they were doing? Said it's going to sit at a table. So I guess I'm not going to draw a chair. I'll just draw a rock. It acts as a chair. It's fine. Maybe it's French, maybe it's la librairie, it's a bookshop. And you can't stand there reading in a bookshop for too long. People are gonna... I mean, usually they just ask you, you know, can you buy something or leave, but I don't know, apparently blowing smoke in your eyes is the new, can you please leave? Okay, how do lizard? How do lizard? That do lizard? The Cambridge Dictionary says a building, room, or organisation that has a collection, especially of books for people to read or borrow, usually without payment. Usually. There's a lot of leeway in that word. Look up the word usually. It's a seahorse. Don't worry about it. This is what lizards look like in this world. Then they shouldn't call it a library. I don't think they called it a library, you just came into a room with books in it. They didn't want you there. Assumed it was a library after I said it multiple times that it was a library. Look, I'm an unreliable narrator. Your mistake for assuming that I know what I'm talking about. Don't know why I'm spending quite so much time on this, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. That's how arms work, right? Lots of spikes. You always assume you know what I'm talking about because you think I'm smart. Do I have some life lessons for you? Don't listen to my life lessons. That's the first one. Then you don't have to listen to that. Oh, yeah. See, I told you I was an idiot. That's not how shoulders work. How do? Do you know what I need to do? I need to actually spend a bit of time practicing drawing things quickly, because I don't really do it a lot anymore. How do body? There's straw, don't worry about it. What is going on here? It's on a different layer, don't worry about it. What kind of spider Beth is this? She's kneeling down, albeit in a very weird way. I was excited that it wasn't, you know, Beth just opening a door for once, and now I regret it. Also, this is an apron, so you wouldn't really see it. Would you? Oh no, this is terrible. She's getting up from having been knocked out. And there's a convenient bed of straw here to hide details. Now you get the idea. She's just really sticking that butt in the air. It's You've actually drawn a two-headed lizard for a Dark Souls thing before. Yes, I did. I drew the Flexile Sentry from Dark Souls 2 back in the old I can't delete while I can't erase while I'm drawing challenge. Do I still have that? Let's have a look. I don't have it saved out, but here's the file. Apparently, it's quite early, isn't it? There it is. This was my attempt back in the day. There's Ernstern. When was this? It was like over a year ago now, wasn't it? It Ernstern. And then, of course, a couple of pages down, we get his good friend. I like lots of tiger mice. That's fun. Anyway, not relevant. So right, what are we doing? Hang on, I need to read ahead before I am able to sort things out. Page 69!
Nice.
Nice. The inflection on that was actually pretty good. Nice. Okay, what do we got? We have, has everybody voted for what they want to happen? We have demand a lawyer, defund the police, or abolish the police. Difficult to do any of those things when you're in prison. Well, you can demand a lawyer, I suppose. So, Beth in a slightly hungover haze, was a bad combination to be drinking and then get knocked out in a library. Slash not library. Personal library. So Beth bangs on the door and demands to see a lawyer. Lizardhead number 1 says, talk to Liz friend. The talking is occurring, don't worry. Stream's working? Was it not working? I have dropped some frames, but we haven't broken anything. Blame mixer. I need some sort of command for blame mixer. Not sure what that would do yet, but I feel like we need it. So yeah, talk to the lizard friend. And you demand a lawyer, and the lizard turns to the other lizard head and says, What's a lawyer? The other one said, I have not a clue. I think they're drunk. Probably leave them alone.
Blame mixer.
Blame mixer. Could do that. Could just automatically text-to-speech blame mixer. Just exclamation mark mixer is just a shorthand for text-to-speech blame mixer. So yeah, Beth. Hang on, let me look at the book. Let me look at the book, page 69. So yeah, Beth demands a lawyer, and the lizard does not necessarily understand what you're talking about. Doesn't seem to be the brightest of creatures. They begin talking amongst themselves, and discuss how you are in a prison underneath the Black Tower, which you've already been in, to be fair. And that you're probably not going to get let out at any point unless they decide to throw you to the Ganges to see what happens. So yeah, it doesn't look like you're going to get that phone call. That's all I'm saying. It means a demon, of course, all lawyers are abyssal or hellborn. They're lawful evil. That's the thing. And this is the Citadel of Chaos, so it's going to be difficult to find someone lawful evil here. Let me go if I win an arm wrestling tournament. Hang on, I'm just going to reset. Oh no, everybody's going for that. Let me look at the things. Where are the pages? Cool. Whoops, I turned off the page before I worked out what it is. Ah, that's it. Oh yeah, we were on 69. That's an easy bookmark. 1 lawyer, 2 arm wrestling. It's a standard procedure. So Beth does good old flex through the bars, or behind the bars rather. The arms are too big to fit through. And challenges the lizard to an arm wrestle. The right head immediately perks up and goes, "Ooh, that sounds fun." And the left head goes, "No," and then slaps the left arm of the lizard. And they sit down again. Which one did I say? The left one? No, the right one. Their right, our left. Their right head looks forlorn, and they sit down at the table and start whispering amongst themselves again. Alas, one of them would have been enthusiastic, but the other one wouldn't. I think they're probably right-handed, which is why the left-headed one would be annoyed. But, if in doubt, odd couple. Okay, Beth says, don't let him speak to you like that. And he goes, oh, well, maybe. And then the right one goes, hits him again, like that. On the arm, not the face. And goes, no, stop it. You know what happened last time? We don't want that to happen again. Remember we used to have 3 heads? And the right head looks a bit forlorn. It's a nasty place. I tried to make this look like the Drawfee mug, and it also looks like it's just woken up. It's like, what's going on? A little more clarity. How'd the third head go? You don't want to know. Balthus Dire does not take kindly to people failing them under their command. What that's like? Been a while since I've tried to draw this. Hello. Healthcare here must suck. I mean, I doubt there's any. What's the opposite of healthcare? What's the opposite of care? Negligence? Ill negligence. Right. Yes. Let's reset this because I'm terrible. Tish satire. Staten Island satire. The chat's a bit big on screen, and you can't really read it. Let me make just a tad smaller so the drawing is a little more apparent. Is there anything I can do to change the opacity of the background? Yes. And now it's gotten rid of the chat. So fingers crossed it works. Start a revolution. There's nobody else is in the cell with you. I appreciate this this analogy. Alas, it is not applicable to this particular situation. There are, unfortunately, a severe lack of guillotines. What's the cell door made out of? It's made out of wood. Because I am a descriptive, poetic person. It's made of wood. No, the main door itself is made of very thick hardwood. It has a metal frame around it with metal bars in the middle. Either Rich equals kill Danny Dyer. This is. When I called him Danny Dyer, I wasn't expecting him to be the. Not figurehead. What's the martyr? I guess not martyr. I don't know. The target of a revolution. Start a revolution with Beth and one of the heads. Beth continues this line of reasoning, trying to convince him. Look, it's kind of 1.5 against half. We have the majority here. We can overpower it. The other head's like, no, it's fine. The other Brian, he always makes the decisions. I always mess things up. It's better this way. Poor thing. Come to say divide, it's inherent in the system. To be fair, I think there is very little sort of actual organisation to this. It's just occasionally thugs come along, things happen. It's chaos. The thugs are hired by Balthus Dire to enforce things, but they're not really adhering to a strict set of rules. It's almost as if there should, and there should be some accountability for that. Toss a piece of bread between them and sneak out in the chaos. You could vote for that. I didn't set a title for the vote. Is there anything else in here? Any more descripciones? I lost the page, and it wasn't 69. It was the one before 69. But it did have a picture. So, just look for a picture, hope for the best. I'm going to sneeze. There we go. We're in a cell. Yes, I was seeing if there's anything else I can draw briefly. There's a straw in one corner. Oh, there's a long tail. I forgot to draw that. Oh, I didn't mention it's called a calicorm. Don't know why it's called a calicorm, but it is. This is Cal, and this is Corm. Why is it still on 2 layers? Hang on, let me merge these. Kettlecorn? Calicorm. Cal and Corm. Flex corn into submission. Unfortunately, the flexing into submission has already happened, and it was Corm against Cal. Gonna do a little bit of reading ahead. Weird writing in here. Although, as ever, we'll probably definitely avoid it. Okay, so it's relatively limited options here. But what does strength do? It makes you twice as strong, briefly. Although possibly in a manner that will cause you to not know your own strength and do something a little bit beyond what you expected. Depends what you expected, really. Basically, as far as the book is concerned, it kind of just makes it up as it goes along, so I'm going to make it up as I go along. It really is very wild with regards to what it actually means. But yeah, it does say the spell has the effect of increasing your strength greatly and is very useful when battling strong creatures. However, it must be exercised with caution as it's difficult to control your own strength when it's suddenly increased by so much. Very vague. Love it. ESP is extrasensory perception. It says you'll be able to tune into psychic wavelengths. It may help you read a creature's mind. However, it is sometimes prone to give misleading information if one psychic source is close to another. Mind reading. So you could use strength to say, bend the bars, or rip the whole thing out of its frame. You can try. We voted for that. What was that? Oh, you for the bread thing, yeah. All your hope was on arm wrestling, to be honest. It can't work every time, unfortunately. Such is the nature of the Citadel of Chaos. Otherwise, it'd be the Citadel of Flexos. I don't know. This room's looking very boring. Oh, hello. Chat is not scrolling. Okay, there we go. Only because Corn is boring. Corn is overly protective. They know the consequences of disobeying orders. Corn is not invited to our defeating the wizard party. Cal is. Oh, I can sort of stick the head through a window or something. So yeah, do we want to? Hang on, I'll set up. Oh, that's not how you spell flex. Do you want to Felx the bars? Is that a thing you want to do? Felx? Hey, Felx. Yeah, so if you want a clarification on what any of the spells do let me know. Somehow we're 50 minutes in and I've drawn one thing. That's a new low. How has it been that long? False God, if you've listened to pay, feel free to vote. The voting system is there. Democracy. As inefficient and slow as it may be. There are too many analogies in this stream. Try with fools, AU. I was thinking of doing a Bros brush recently. We've got to do stickers on Saturday, but I'm trying to think what to do one for. Of. From? Hence. Whence. What have you. Yeah. Strength spell, etc. It seems we've got 2 votes for strength. 1 for bribing. Hang on, just going to pop ahead because apparently there's more choices here than I expected. That I can probably repurpose for the purposes of this narrative. Okie dokie. Do we actually have Fool's Gold? Fool's Gold is a spell which will allow you to turn, say, a small pile of pebbles into something that looks like gold, briefly. In an attempt to fob off things. Hang on, let me read the spell in the book as it is given. It will allow you to turn an ordinary rock or a pile of what appears... into a pile of what appears to be gold. However, the spell is merely a form of illusion, and the pile of gold will soon turn back to rock. That's the idea. It's a spell. It's an illusion. Not as general as illusion, which is much more general, but more unreliable. Illusion is just create an illusion. Do you want to change your vote, or do you want to stick with strength? Oh wait, hang on, we've got 2 for strength. Well, either there will be a draw or strength will win. So, unless someone else pops in and decides to vote. Don't know if they go for the gold though. Depends on what their priorities are. So far for Corn, it seems to be protecting Cal. Yeah. Stick with strength? Strength? Strength. Strength? Strength. Right. Okay, so... Beth casts the strength spell, grabs onto the bars of the door, and attempts to tear the door out of its hinges. The bars come off, the door doesn't. But then she grabs onto the frame and just wrenches out the boards of the door one by one. Cal and Corm are alarmed by this. Cal is enthusiastic, the arm wrestling is back on the mind. But Corm once again chastises, knowing exactly what Cal's thinking about, and goes, no, we need to stop them. You know what they said, if we let another one free, we won't be able to torture them anymore. And Cal's like, oh yeah, I do like torturing them. Okay, fine, let's stop them. And they get ready to fight. They get ready to have a rumble with you. So yeah, you can either choose to, for the first couple of rounds, if you want to do a proper fight, tussle time. We haven't done a fight yet, have we? On this, which is what this wonderfully blank wall is for. Let's see if I remember how this works. Oh yeah, we're going to do 4, don't we? I feel bad fighting them. I mean, theoretically, if you get them weak enough, you can roll to see if you can just run away past them. You don't have to kill them. You like Cal and also Corm. It's a problematic relationship, but they look after each other. Sock them in the noses. Right, so we have over in this corner, we have a Beth. And over in this corner we have a Cal and a Corm. Right, let's see if I can remember how this works. So it's strengths and staminas. Our strength is, or our skill rather, is 11 at the moment. So skill 11. Wait, hang on. Do this the other way around. I can't remember how I used to do this for the Forest of Doom, so bear with me. Our skill is 11, and our starting stamina... Oh, your skill isn't 11. Your skill is... Choose. Also refuse to call Corm. It's just Corm. Instead of getting attached to these two, have your favourite dynamic of Grump and Happy. It's kind of like sort of optimistic and sort of downbeat. Where are we? Oh, I lost my page. Give me a second. This is why I have my map. Here we are. Right. 35. There it is. Here we go. 9 skill. Pretty strong. Only 8 stamina. You have... How much stamina do you have? 16. My word. Okay, so the way this works, just to remind you, and to remind myself, you roll 2d6 for you. Is it 2? I think it's 2. Does the strength spell do anything? That's a good point. You do have the strength spell. For the purposes of this, you're going to have +2 for the first 2 rounds. Or 3 rounds. 3 sounds like a nice number. See? Making it up as I go along. Vasily and Ra 2 heads AU. Yeah, so hang on, for 3 rounds you're gonna have, and then plus 2. Okay, so the way this works, you roll 2d6 for you, 2d6 for Cal and Corm. They only have 2 arms, so you're not fighting 2 opponents. And you add that to your skill. You add your 2d6 to your skill, the 2d6 to Cal and Corm to their skill. Whoever has the highest skill does 2 points of stamina damage to the opponent. If you want to roll for luck, you can roll under your luck. You are successful and you do 4 damage instead of 2. If you're unsuccessful and you roll over your luck, you deal only 1. Or / take 1 or take 4, depending on if you're being hit or hitting. But the general idea is just roll 2 lots of 2d6 and we'll work it out from there. I'm good at explaining this. Gonna take a drink. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna have an on-screen thing for dice. That would have been an idea, wouldn't it? So yeah, roll 2d6 for you. I'll add it to your skill plus the 2 modifier for strength. And then 2d6 for Cal and Corm. So that's 8. So plus 8 plus 2, that's 21 in total. And plus 7 is not 21, so you win that fight. Feel free to tell me you want to roll for luck, otherwise this goes down to 6. Clickety clack, it's 11. So that's, what, 24? There is literally no way they can win this, so... Well, you rolled anyway, so 8. Plus 8, that gets them, what's that, 17, which is just not. So they're now on 4. It's another fight for you. 3 and a 6 is a 9. That gets us up to 22. They also can't win this one. So you can roll 2d6 to... There we are. That's 8 plus 8. Again, can't win. 2. So now you can either choose to do the final blow or try and run past them. Run? Do you want to run past them? You don't know what everyone else wants, you say. That's why I have a voting system, which you still can't read, can you? I need to change that. Hang on, I can change that now. Where are we? We are in draw-throughs. Yes, overlay. Oh no, it's the voting, isn't it? Voting somewhere else. While you vote, I will do this. Here we are, vote tally, CSS. Tally name? Let's try that. Oh, title, here we are. Color, what color? Yeah, nice. That's quite nice. Boo! Sorry, 8000000. There we go. That's marginally easier to read. Let's make it a bit bigger as well. Yeah. See? Constant improvement. By which I mean 5 steps back, 1 step forward. Knock them unconscious and cheese it. Okay, so roll 2d6. I'm gonna be so mad if this is if you fail this. Okay, you're fine. I wanted you to roll under your skill, so if you've got 2 6s, that would have been bad. Okay, so with the final blow, you simultaneously thump them. Well, you knock their heads together, thunk, and they fall softly onto their tail, which reduces the impact, and they're unconscious from a bit. You're sure they'll wake up. You know an awful lot about Calicorn physiology, but it allows you to leave or inspect the room if you so desire. But yes, you have won the battle, so congrats. Okay, wait, I'll give you a hint. There's nothing in the room. Right. So this I'd like to draw all that. It's been an hour. We've been in this room for an hour. So this is the problem. Now on the dark screen you can't really read the title. You can there, but not there. Can't have everything, I suppose. Put them on the mattress? You can put them on the mattress. Put them on the little bundle of straw in the corner. So with a big old hefty tug, because they are quite sizable. And that tail goes on for a long time. It just carries on all the way going. You eventually manage to drag them over to the straw mattress, thump them down, and then spend a couple of minutes wrapping the tail around them for warmth. But otherwise they're alright. Cal snoring, but other than that. Yeah. And you get to leave. And not only do you get to leave, but you leave through the corridor. Well, there is... So we were... Where were we? We were here. This was the library. This one's a le librairie / non-public library. That connects up to there, so this is a library. Ish. That's where you got knocked out, and then you woke up somewhere here. It says under the Black Tower, doesn't it? So underneath the Black Tower. And you find a long and winding road that leads to your door. No, it doesn't. It leads to a secret passageway, which comes out right here. Look, I didn't invent the geography of this place. A long, long time ago. It's a great secret passageway. Very logical placement. I know. What the book actually does, if you want to know what the book actually does, is it says you come out of the prison. It says prison. And, there's Cal and Corm. And they're having a lovely sleep. When adventuring, invest in good walking shoes. Absolutely. Of course, Beth made her own chainmail sandals, as we are aware. Which aren't great. They make a lot of noise. But, you know. Like flip-flops, they make a kind of a flip-flop sound. Yeah, these are just metal plate on stone. A bit unsubtle. Anyway, yeah, what the book actually does is it says you come out of prison and then you head along the corridor. There's a crossroads, but you head straight forwards, and then you go into a room and there's a leprechaun in there, and you just end up here. But yeah, that's just sort of on its own, off somewhere. Welcome to these weird books, where nothing is particularly well organised. Yeah. What do you want to do now? Now you've met Cal and Corm. And been knocked out from the library. So just as a reminder, you can carry on through any one of the 3 doors by the leprechaun. You can go back to the courtyard and investigate the monument in the middle. You can go out of this door in the pantry. You've done these. So that's grand. You can carry on from the golem. The limestone golem. Or investigate the other 2 chests that are in there, because you got one and it had a key in it. Or that door's locked, but you can check out that one, or this door here up to the tower. This is the tower, by the way. Hope that indicates that. Libraries kill. What? We return to the library. We attack the librarian. Okay. Cool. Keeping track of everything we're doing. Because this map does not look like mine. Even though I drew both. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We can, yeah, okay. Other door of pantry to fill out the map. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so on your way to the pantry, you wander through the corridor of boredom, and you come back out and go, oh, I recognise this place. And there's the rhino man, sort of sitting there still. He's also asleep, sort of fed up with all this. Is that what a rhino looks like? I don't know. And you go, I know that rhino. They let me in. I know where I am. Cool. Marvellous. There was a door in the pantry. Where did that go? And so you wander along the corridor, and you go down, and you go, it was this way, and then you go around a complicated thing, and so on and so forth. But, just as you get here, you hear the ringing of a bell. The ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Coming from the left-hand side of the corridor. Oh, yes, you do. And you start to hear footsteps approaching from the left-hand side of the corridor. You've been here before, you know, there was nothing particularly dangerous, but now the people seem to know there might be an intruder in the building, what with you being thrown in jail and everything, maybe they've upped their security a little bit. The footsteps seem to be coming, and there seem to be oddly frequent. They're quite quick. Kind of like that. Yeah, what do you want to do? Sorry, did I say footprints? I meant footsteps. You know what I mean. That's no, don't do that. How dare you. Cool. Not Park is what you're saying. I think Park would struggle to make that noise with their feet. So yeah, this was... Yeah, so here's the door. Always got to draw a door. Door for scale, you know? This was, I believe, where we met Cheeseman. So there was like a bell hanging down here, wasn't there? This is not the bell that was ringing, by the way. It's just a different bell. And here's a trail of melted cheese. Oh, it was butter, wasn't it? Oh, the Bethuselah, that was it. Yeah. The Bethuselah. here. Any perspective. Some beams or something. Doesn't particularly matter. Okay, so Beth is here. Yeah, that's right. Hands, how do they work? Yep, that definitely looks like Beth. Absolutely, no questions. Seriously, no questions. Do not ask questions. Yeah. Did I mention that drawing has not been my friend today? I don't think I need to mention it. Should be obvious. Oh, we've done the thing again, haven't you? Starting to smell a bit. But have I drawn anything today? 3 things. 3 very, very simple things. I did a bit of admin mostly, but you know. Oh, you'd be pleased to know that the Patreon stickers are currently being delivered. I don't know what's happening in the company. They've probably got an awful lot of backlog. Admin's all messed up. But yes, they are. The last I heard, it was with their art department, and now it's been shipped. So hopefully they actually made it. But yeah, so that's on the way. Pretend you belong, figure till you make it, head to the pantry. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else want to chip in with what to do, or are we going to go with that? We're going to go with boldly continue going to the right. This is coming from the left, a reminder. This is the map. Here it be, you're here. You are here. This is Pat. Okay, I'll take that as a confident stride. So Beth wanders out and confidently continues walking a certain way. She chooses not to look behind as the hand toward the foot. That noise gets louder and louder and louder. Sorry if that was too loud. Roll 2d6. If you would be so kind. 5. Cool, that's under your luck. I'm gonna have to keep multiple pages open because my narrative is being woven slightly peculiarly. You're very fortunate as 3 knives whiz past your head and embed themselves into the wall opposite. You think it's probably time to turn around and see what it is that just threw knives at you. A good job on the roll. Your bad luck, Chippy, is bad rolling luck is doing well. So yes, you turn around and you see that I was right first time when I said hand sounds, because those weren't footsteps. It comes and it goes. It's like luck, really, isn't it? The footsteps were not actually hand steps. The footsteps were not footsteps, they were hand steps. I'm bad at reveals, aren't I? They belong to 3 wheelies. Yes, wheelies, which I have to draw. Which now roll down the passageway towards you. What wheelies? Oh yes, these creatures are peculiar beasts. Hang on. Wheelies! That's correct. These creatures are peculiar beasts, and instead of having legs, they have an extra set of hands. They are bi-handle. No, quad-handle. They're quadra-manual. They're quadra-manual, that's what they are. They move by cartwheeling along at a rapid pace. Their heads, or at least their faces, are set in the center of their chests. And while they are not well practiced at swordsmanship, they give awkward means of movement. Given their awkward means of movement, they are excellent knife throwers, hence, well, not that good, because they missed. Yes, and they're coming towards you with more knives. 3 of them. What are feet if not worse hands? I think it's more accurate to say that hands are just weird feet. Biologically speaking. Have you ever looked at your foot and gone, like, that's the thumb, that's the index finger, and then just for a brief second gone, biology. You have. Oh, good. It's not just me. Cool. So I'm going to draw some wheelies, and you're going to have to tell me what you want to do. Because they don't seem pleased with you. Right. Mostly the biology part, but also the feet hand part. Biology freaks me out. I don't like it. Right. So from the description, they cartwheel on their hands. Or at least will they stop themselves from getting sick? I practice, I guess. It's just how they move. I imagine an animal that normally walks on all fours would feel a bit queasy from standing on two legs for a while, after a while. But we're just sort of used to it. Being up so high, you know? Balancing and all that. Okay. I'm going to assume they're like sort of ovals. No, they're elliptoids. Is that the 3D version of an ellipse? Yes. It's like evil Humpty Dumpty, but with 4 legs. 4 arms, sorry. I don't like this at all. No, I don't. This one's wearing goggles for no particular reason. And has a moustache. It's been a while since you've drawn anything traditionally, it's also been a while since you've drawn period. I know the feeling. When I did the watercolours, which will soon be sent off, by the way, because I was going to send them with this month's reward, Patreon rewards. And, yeah, they took longer to come through than I thought. But they will be sent. When I was doing that, by far the thing I found the hardest was just drawing the sketch. The watercolour was fine, no problem with that at all. I know how colours work. Pencil sketch, no. Can't undo. Can't move things around. That's the wrong size. Can't lasso that. Don't like that at all. It's like normal draw. It's like digital drawing, which I'm so used to I just called it normal drawing, but with less convenience. Terrible. Watercolors, on the other hand, are a completely different thing. So that's fine. It's not like anything else I know, so I can cut it some slack. You drew a Callan Corm! Exciting. There's another thing. Ah! Why? How? So, okay. Quick zoom out of what I've just drawn. And quick zoom in of this, And it's like, what am I doing with my time? Like, you drew that in less time than it took me to draw my Kalankorn, and that looked so much better. Why aren't you doing draw-throughs? Chibi, do more draw-throughs. Oh, I love them though. Anyway. Not drawing Kalankorn, yes. That's my first mistake. I imagine it's difficult to get clothing that fits when you're a wheelie, but how about a sort of bandolier of knives? They said they had knives. They throw knives, that's what they do. You also have some experience drawing muscle lizards. That's true, but so do I, because you asked me to once. This is the one that gets queasy. It's an egg. They're all kind of eggs. Aren't we all kind of eggs? No, I don't think so. If you crack me open and there's another person inside of me, small person, still kind of growing, I'd be very surprised. Theoretically, for a while, people who are pregnant, people who are pregnant. Pregnante. We're all Russian nesting dolls. Yeah.
Pugants.
Pugants. We're all pregnant. Yeah, so theoretically people who are pregnant could be constituted as living eggs, I guess. Even though the eggs are inside them, technically. Actually, what is the egg? Is the egg... I don't really know what happens to the egg, as it were.
Pregnant.
Pregnant. Like, does it sort of... Does the outer side of that become the sort of fluid around the fetus? I don't know. Biology. We were talking about this before. It's weird. But then if you're an egg and you have an egg inside you, can eggs be in eggs? Is that a Russian doll situation?
Does you get starch masks from getting perginat?
Starch masks. I forgot about that one. Oh dear. So this guy's clearly the leader. Is the enthusiastic upstart who's wearing a pilot's helmet for some reason. Why do they have goggles? I don't know. You tried designing a four-handed creature in 15 minutes. The egg and the sperm fuse and start dividing, eventually attaching to the uterus wall and becoming phase. Okay, so it's like a full sort of proper amalgamation. It's not like the outside of the egg becomes the outside of the skin of the protective area around the embryo or anything. It's just a big old mishmash. That makes sense. Anywho. I think you dozed off. What on earth is happening? Well, is it not obvious? Is what's on screen not absolutely clear? Naturally, this led to a conversation about biology. Because why wouldn't it? Yeah, so what are we doing? We are... we have one vote. You're scared. That is an appropriate reaction. You know what the fuck, I'm just heading to the pantry. It's not like I'm a criminal or anything. You need anything from the pantry? Soda pop? So basically, play it cool. Yeah, roll 2d6. That's exactly the same roll as you had last time. A 4 and a 1, and this is a 1 and a 4. So, yeah, well, those low rolls. 6 egg. 6 education. Yeah, okay, so the clippity clappity continues, and then sudden slap. It's like a flam. That's not a flam. A flam would be like that. Actually, can I do that? I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, one-handed clapping. It's hard. So, and the mustachioed wheelie goes, hold on. I don't think that's who we're after. Excuse me, sir, madam, or whoever. Can you please tell me what you're here, why you're here, what you're here for, and let me know. There is an intruder here, and we gotta make sure it's not you. So the wheelies wish to know. Whomstever. We have word there was an intruder, and you came from where the front door was, so we just kind of assumed it was you. Sorry, you know, we've killed quite a few people on the way here. You're lucky, I reckon. But anyway, who are you? I'll attempt to draw senior wheelie. Not senior wheelie, senior wheelie. Is that where we get the word senior from? Is it senior? That never thought of it. I was just going to deform the goggles to conform to the shape of the eye sort of socket underneath, as it were, as you do in a cartoon. So, like, to go like, what's this? And I went, no, let's go with a sort of a sense of realism for this. And then I remembered what I was drawing. But yes, let's go for the realism angle. I think of the things I've drawn today, probably prefer Cal and Corm. Look, if you're looking for consistency here, you're going to be disappointed anyway. This is absolutely worth spending this much time on. No questions at all. That's the thing I've drawn. Ooh, blimey. So, yes, when confronted by the wheelies who have reason to suspect that you are possibly the intruder, but by sheer luck that you managed to, and sheer luck and bravado, and probably a little bit of flexing, why not? You managed to convince them that, hey, maybe you're not. And Beth says, apparently, I'm just here for the forge, but got roped into helping the witches in the kitchen. Anyway, I saw a suspicious individual running outside, because why would any criminal stay in the castle they just committed a crime in? That's stupid. The one in the helmet says, "Hey boss, he called you stupid. That's not nice, is it?" And the main one says, "Oh no, honestly, I can't really argue with that logic. I'm not a thinker, me. I'm a payer attentioner. That's what I am. Anyway, thank you very much for your help. Apologies for the knives. You can keep those if you like. We've got plenty in our bandoliers of knives because we're very attentive and like that. I should probably stop speaking because we're going to be here for bloody ages. Once you get me started, you know, it takes me bloody ages to stop because the old Mildred, right? She has a go at me for this kind of thing. The other day when a milkman came round. And I was there. I was on doorstep, right? Because I was doing a bit of weeding outside front window. And the milkman came round. Actually, I tell a lie. It wasn't yesterday. Because yesterday I was a little bit ill. One of my arms was playing up because I couldn't go out. I was trying to do target practice, you see, and it went a little bit wrong. Because Bill, with the old straw target maker, he does it for all the people of the Citadel, you see. And this carries on for approximately 7 hours. By which time Beth has quite simply just walked away. Psycho grandparents. I'm glad I did an authentic. I was quite pleased that I didn't finish any sentence in any of those. It's like the longest night ever. I know it's going on for ages. So yeah, this as the sounds of what can only be described as the start of 70 conversations, none of which go anywhere, get quieter and quieter. Because you see, if you sharpen the blade and you don't do it properly, and you have a weak grindstone. Because I had a weak grindstone back in the old days, because like 10 years ago, right? Back when they used to make things proper. And you carry on down the corridor, and yeah. You carry on down the corridor, and you have met the wheelies. Hooray! That's the thing I've been trying to shoehorn in for a while. Because you managed to avoid them twice. Well done. Possibly for a good reason. You met the eggs, you met the whatever they are. Yeah. So yeah, you go to the pantry and you decide to check out, presumably, what is on... hang on. It's an unnecessary thing. Here are the wheelies. We have knives now. You do? Yes, good point. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, so you have throwing knives. Times 3. They're not fantastic quality. They get through quite a lot, those wheelies. But nonetheless, they work. Eggs with hands. Eggs with too many hands. Too many hands. 4 too many, arguably. Right, shall we investigate what's in... We'll investigate what's in the pantry, because we haven't really done much today. Quelle surprise! Where... Oh, I know what's here. I'm not even looking at the map, and I know what's in here. Yeah. Cool. So you go to the right-hand door in the pantry, and you see what's up. Oh. Apologies. You open the door. Beth opens the door, haphazardly, and in doing so, you surprise 4 small creatures. We're building our way up. There's a 2-headed creature, 3 wheelies, and now 4 things. Sitting on the bare floor. They spring to their feet, shocked at your arrival. What do you want to do? I will draw them. There is no particular description of these. Hopefully they'll look a bit better. Actually, hang on, let me read ahead and get a basic idea of what these guys might look like. Of course. Okay, there's not really an awful lot of description for what they look like, so let's just make it up. So there is... We take suggestions of what they look like? I know of their mannerisms. We can work from there. I'm also reliably informed that this room is extremely bare, apart from the occasional plant, which is long dead, but still in a pot. Actually, just before I carry on drawing, I do want to check one thing, because I might be able to make this simpler for us. Wait, hang on. Book, are you doing a stupid thing again? Okay, that's a stupid thing. Okay, book's being stupid. Don't worry about it. The book, yes, the book is absolutely doing a stupid thing, and my map is not. Sorry, I just need to look through this to make sure I know what it is I'm drawing. Apologies for the wait. Oh yes, of course. Right, cool. The music is the music? There is music, it's just quiet. This happens every time, doesn't it? What kind of stupid thing? Just stupid map thing. So I'm gonna make life a lot easier and say that the only door in this room is the one you came in. How about that? Only one door? And there it is, there's the door. I think they said there's a chimney or something, but before the stream ends I need to draw something. So Citadel of Chaos, the architecture doesn't have to make sense. Certainly doesn't have to be up to fire code. Right. How am I going to draw these guys? You can literally say a wizard did it. A demi-sorcerer did it. There's not even a proper sorcerer, so probably didn't even go right. Okay, someone give me some interesting physical traits. Okay, October Syndrome. I'm going to give them noses. And strange flappy ears. Because I can do what I like. What are they gonna wear? Gonna give them sort of cloaky things. I'm also gonna say that they were playing some sort of card game with very large cards. You already say what it was in the room, or we're just going to discover it as you draw. There's 4 surprised creatures in the room. And they're like, "Huh!" That's it. That's all you know for now. You must react quickly. And this is the scene that you must react to. And by quickly, I mean in approximately 1 week's time. So many hands on floors. All in all, not the fastest paced stream we've had. I do need to pick up the pace a little bit. Evidently, I have discovered the one disadvantage of choosing the book with the weirdest stuff in it. Hey, it's bees! I can draw bees. Let's do those quickly. Now draw a gark. Go on. Draw a calicorn. And then whatever these guys are. Definitely going for the hair on the temples look today. This looks like a Roman. Got the whole toga thing going on. you get an assassinate draw. You draw all the features, and then you realise they're all in the wrong place, and then you erase them all and draw it again. One by one. Right. To be fair, we were mostly in jail for a while because we didn't really know what to do, which isn't really your fault. I mean, I do remember when I read, because the choices that are given to you in the jail in this section are pretty slim. And I will say, what you came up with was what I think is what I came up with, which is also not an option in the book. Using strength to rip the door off is not given as an option, so well done. So yeah, that's the image you're left with, a little bit like a few weeks back when you were left with the image of 3 little fighting orc babies. Wonder what the options were then. They were weird. They were not intuitive. But you know, well, actually, one of them was kind of fun. One of them was a bit like Metal Gear Solid, actually, if you remember back to that draw through. Yeah, but it also relies on you understanding, in this particular context, you know, you haven't really plumped for the... Oh, speaking of which, you have used a spell. I forgot to get rid of that. Yeah, in this particular context, it relies on you understanding how open the concept of an illusion spell is. In the book, it gives you obviously very specific things that it can do, albeit unreliable. Your only memories of Metal Gear Solid are lots of noodles of King Vader for obvious reasons. Noodles and King Vader, I was going to say. Yeah, but there was a bit where, do you remember, Noodle was got some tomato ketchup and laid on the floor. I was like, I will trick the guard into thinking I'm dead. That bit. Only not that, but something similar. Typical prison break sort of thing. Anyway, enough of that. We will leave our big monocular friends, not monocular, one and a half, mono-semiocular. That, only not that. Makes things much clearer. Basically, the idea was to use an illusion spell to turn yourself invisible. Briefly. So then the Calicorn would run in and go, oh, where did they go? And all that. Fun fact, it doesn't work out in the book. But it's an option, so... you know, shit. Funnily enough, actually, the other option that you were considering, which was the Fool's Gold, that wouldn't have worked either. They don't really care about money. But good thought, though. It is an option that, because obviously there's a lot of spells in this game, and I neglect to remind you of what they are at the beginning of each stream. So it's good to go through them. Yes, there's a picture of the cat, because on Sunday we played a game where I played my cat as my cat. And she saved the world, I think. Yeah, but tomorrow we will be... There's a picture of Luna. Don't know why. Just, I needed to put something there. We're going to play some game. Probably a game from the the BLM Black Lives Matter charity Itch.io bundle. Ragdoll was playing some of those on stream, and that was fun. There's one game that's caught my eye that I've never heard of before. But yeah, so if you didn't know, I don't think the bundle's live anymore, unfortunately, if you haven't heard of it. Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality, that's what it's called. You posted a thing that helps sort through the games of the bundle in the Discord. Marvellous. They raised $8 million. My word. Is it still up? Oh no, it ended today. Oh, that's a bugger. Ended 13 hours ago. Yeah, apparently they raised... Yeah. Oh, you can't see. I just dragged it onto my screen. That's amazing. They had a $5 million goal and they got $8 million. That's wonderful.
Hello, I am Hazel. Trans people are people. Fuck JKR. And a cab.
And a cab. Any particular cab, or... I got ripped off by the last taxi I took. I think they wouldn't make a dent in the police budget. Yeah, I know. Oh, JKR. I know what you're on about. Yeah. Anyway. Yes. So, there's some extremely good games in there. Celeste is in there. It's amazing. A Short Hike, which is a lovely, calm game. I've seen someone play that, and I do want to play it at some point. One thing I want to do, actually, I don't know if anyone will be interested in this. I want to play a lot of games where, and I know obviously this is not, what I'm about to say has nothing to do with the narrative or why this bundle's around. This is just something I've been thinking of for a while. I want to play more games where like the main mechanic doesn't center around like killing things or violence or that kind of thing, because it's nothing to do with any kind of political or whatever. It's just like, I feel like there's so many more interesting ideas you could do rather than just go shoot bang dead, like it's a satisfying gameplay loop, and I love games like Sekiro, Dark Souls, whatever, but I just feel like I've been watching a lot of reviews of board games recently, and just the variety of objectives in those makes me think, surely we can think of something better than that, right? Like just a more variety. And I feel like it might be fun to stream more games. Board games, I know. I found a channel called Shut Up and Sit Down. They're very entertaining. I don't play board games, but their reviews are very good, and they make me want to play board games. Your favorite channel? Oh, you like them? Yeah, they're good. I like them. They have a Twitch as well. They streamed, funnily enough, a video game today called Slay the Spire. But it's a card game, so that sort of works. It's also nice to not have everything try to kill you. Exactly. Or possibly it's a game that tries to kill you, but you get through non-violent means, but that's whatever. That's quite nice about Dishonored or Undertale, where it's sort of like you have the options. And sometimes in something like Undertale, the options to not be violent are good. And then sometimes in Dishonored, the options to not be violent are questionable. But I just feel like there's more to explore there. And it's like, it's interesting. And I've never taken the time out to go, let's find a game that does something different. And I feel like there's probably a lot of that in this bundle. So I might go through and have a little gander. There's a game in there called Night of the Consumers, and if anybody here, well, I know Dark does, if Miss watches the VOD or weird, it's about working in a shop, and it's sort of like a horror game of retail, and it's not really horror in the traditional sense, but it's a real horror. It's very representative of just how unpleasant that job is. Minutes in there. There's lots of cool stuff. But yeah, I just want to I want to try different things. That said, the next big game we're going to be playing on stream has a lot of unpleasantness in it, so we're not going to be doing that whole non-violent thing anytime soon. But it's a thing to think about for the future. The job would be great if it didn't have customers. That's what the game's about. Yes. So we'll probably be playing something. There is one I have in mind that I would like to play. I don't even know if it's any good. I just fell in love with the main character. I love their design. Hidden Folks is in there. That's a good time. Wow, mood. Yes, as I was saying that, I thought this is a very chibi thing to say. Bon Bon. Ah, it's a weird game. I've seen a lot of these been played, but there's also loads that I've never heard of. Yeah, Quadrilateral Cowboy. That's been on my wish list for a long time. I've now got it. And supporting good causes in the process. Hooray! Everybody wins. Apart from possibly the game devs. But then, you know, you donate to them, you buy their next game and all that sort of stuff. Reason you try not to bother employees and stay polite to other customers. Yes, it's just be nice to people. Falling in love with the design, never done that before, certainly not in this stream or anything. I try and grab the chibi's attention. I succeeded. I honestly, I didn't think I'd get it with the Calicorn, but you know, these things happen. I certainly didn't think I'd get it with the wheelies, and I was right. Yeah. Anyway, some silly game probably. I'll be playing some shorter games. We might do a short hike. I might play that, but there's the other one I want to play as well. There's also Overland, which is absolutely not a non-violent game, but that's been on my radar as well. Lots of cool stuff. Yes. We'll see. We'll see what we do. Cal and Corn got everything. Lizardness, a nice sibling relationship, and grumpy, happy dynamic. Yeah. They're good to each other. Even if one gets a bit carried away, and the other one gets a bit carried away the other way. Yeah. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for keeping me company and pointing me in, I was going to say the right direction, but I don't think there is a right direction. This is just, it's chaos. They balance each other out and you like them. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for coming along. Have a wonderful time, everybody. I'll see you whenever you next pop in. And until then, do enjoy yourselves, look after yourselves, look after other people as well, and in whatever way you can. But don't worry if you can't. And just make sure you're looking after yourself. That's an important one. Yeah. Have a wonderful time. Goodbye.